Hello, this is your tutorial on how to do your mixed up animal project, and we'll be focusing on 3 different tools in Photoshop for this project. One is your lasso tool, one was your eraser tool, and also your blur smudge tool. So you need to start by finding 3 different images, one being the background, and then 2 animals that you would like to combine together. I found some images on the internet and then saved them onto my computer, and now all I have to do is go File, Open, and grab what I need. First I'm going to open the desert. This serves as my backdrop, so really I'm just opening this up and taking it to the side, and I'll be able to copy and paste what I need directly onto this image. So let's go ahead and take the part of the camel that we need. And I'm going to start by grabbing my lasso tool. You notice that there's 3 different lasso tools. This first one is a freehand and kind of difficult to keep your hand steady, so I really don't suggest using that one. It's just going to be way too difficult. So I'm going to hit Control D and deselect my moving ants that I just had. And I'm going to use the polygonal for this one. And it does take some practice and patience, but you're going to click all the way around the section of the animal that you would like to use. Now I'm going through it pretty quickly to save some time. You will want to go ahead and take your time and do as many clicks as possible in order to get exactly what you want to use. If you notice that you're maybe zoomed out too far and you want to see more detail, hit Control and the plus sign, and the spacebar will help you move around. I did that as I was selected in the lasso tool, so it allows you to move it and zoom in even while you're in lasso, which is very helpful because sometimes you need a very zoomed in view to tell what you're doing. And again, not doing my best job here, just saving some time. Holding my space bar so I can move it around, and I'm going to grab a portion of his neck so I'll be able to blend his neck with the giraffe neck. When I get back towards the start, I'll double click. There are those moving ants again. That means I have that portion of the camel selected. I'll Control minus to zoom out, and I want to copy it and paste it onto my desert background. So Control C to copy, go to my desert, and Control V to paste. Right away you'll notice that this image is way bigger than our desert image, so we simply need to resize it. I can Control minus minus minus, zoom out, then Control T to transform. I'm holding Shift as I do that so I don't distort my animal, and place it where you would like. I can resize, move it around later once I have the other animal I need. So let's go ahead and start working on that, which is my giraffe. And obviously I'm going to need the head of this giraffe. I'll zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. And this time I'm going to use the magnetic lasso tool for you. This is a cool option because it really tries to pick, or I guess read your mind by going towards the colors that thinks you want. You still click going through. It can be frustrating because sometimes it goes not where you want it to go. So it may work for you, it may not. It's a good option to play around with. If you're more precise perfectionist, I recommend the polygonal that we use for the camel. But again, this can be an option if you want it. So I'm back to the beginning, and I'm going to double click. Now I have his neck and head selected. I'm going to Control C, back to my background, Control V, Control minus minus, zoom out, resize by hitting Control T, Control plus plus, zoom back in, and let's place somewhere we think we would like. Try to keep the proportions in sync. If you make it too small, obviously it looks less realistic. And There's ways to fix this gap here, so don't freak out too much about that. But before I start blending these two together, I do want to play a little with the coloring. If you notice, the giraffe is a little dark on this side where the camel is very light. So if you go to Images, Adjustments, you'll notice a lot of different options. I'm going to play with the brightness. See if you can brighten him up a little bit to make it look realistic that he and the camel go together. When you get what you want, hit OK. And now we can play around a bit. First, maybe you want to use your eraser tool and play around with the opacity, because you don't have to have a full erase line. You can only erase a portion of it by changing the opacity, and you can change the size of your eraser. Maybe you want to make it a little smaller. Oops. So I'm just clicking, making some parts erase, other parts not. I'll come back to that in a second, but right now I want to grab my smudge tool, and this kind of brings down my color, so I can bring down some of that color, cover up that spot that had a gap. I can also do the same thing with the camel and bring his color up, start blending them together. I'll go back to my erase tool, kind of do some erase lines. That's kind of too harsh of a line for me, so I'm going to bring that down. That makes it nice and soft. And keep going back and forth until you have exactly what you're looking for. And they're blended nice and well together. When you're finished, you can go ahead and give the name of the animal. In this case, I'm calling it Gurmel, a mix of a giraffe and a camel. Using my type tool, I can change the size, I can change the font, and once you have it finished, you can save it as a JPEG and upload it to Haiku on your portfolio page.